Alright. And that is going... Oh, you guys can't even see that. Nice. I didn't realize you couldn't see that little overlay thing that comes up. Alright, guys. Welcome to the Daily Rift. I am Pat, the Twiz Harrison, here with the Daily Rift. And today I've got a little treat for you that came from Game Replay's website. Or not, why am I saying Game Replays? Came from CLGaming.net. The main source that I go to for stuff. And this one is a Janna game, and it's from the Fever Clan. So I used to be part of the Fever Clan back in my day, so I wanted to kind of thank them for guiding me along the way by doing a replay for them here. And I'm a huge fan of Janna. For those of you people that don't watch, or that watch my stream, I play Janna 80% of the time. I love her. She is an amazing champion. And it makes me feel like I don't suck so bad whenever I'm forced to carry and things like that. I'm pretty good with her. I consider myself pretty good with her, and I'm sure the people that are watching my stream would have to kind of agree with that. So let's take a look at the team right now as we have Tristana, a nice AD carry going to start off this team, being played by Kagram. Malzahar, Sports Comedian's going to be playing him. And, of course, we have the Prophet Malzahar skin. Janna is going to be played by Delete. S Striker is going to be playing Amumu. Oops, let me adjust some stuff here, because it looks like whenever I put this in full screen mode, I got a little bit of a change here. So that needs to go there, and this needs to come over here. All right, perfect. All right, so Delete is playing the Janna. S Striker was Amumu, and Bill Wilson going to be playing Master Year. Take a quick glance at the summoner skills here. Ghost Exhaust, Flash Clarity, Flash Clairvoyance, Flash Clarity, and Cleanse and Smite. So he's going to be their jungler for the blue team. On to the purple team now as we see Lil Frog. He's going to be playing Kale. Too Cool, rocking out on Dr. Mundo as he's taking Teleport and Flash as his two summoner skills. He pushed way up here up top. I just noticed this on the screen, so I want to make sure that I keep an eye on him. Ezreal being played by Nutter. It's Wardy on our favorite ghost of the game, Nocturne. And Visage 1721 is Shen, who's taking support and Flash. A little odd seeing Flash. I see Shen take Exhaust a lot because he's coming in at clutch moments, and it's really nice if he has to teleport into a 2-on-3 situation to save somebody, drop that Exhaust on someone, dash in for the taunt, and then dip out and save whoever you're going into go save, pretty much. This wine, again, very delicious. It is a Moscato. God, it's so good. I drank a whole bottle the other night on stream. So let's take a look at what we're going to see for laning assignments. As Nocturne is going to be jungling for these guys, we're actually going to see Elena Mumu as he's migrating towards bottom. Going to be sitting with Janna. Yi actually starting out at the double golems over here, grabbing those quite early. Malzahar going to be taking the solo lane up at top, and Tristana going to be going middle. Mumu probably grabbing Bandage Toss early on. Why does he go... Alright, he's cloth armor and 5 health pots, so he's set up for a jungle, but not jungling. Tristana coming here, so we're probably going to see him Bandage Toss in here and try to grab Ezreal. And Ezreal does go Doran's Blade, so if they get a good opportunity for some early damage on him here, he's going to be pushed out of this lane. He does try to go for the stun, unfortunately missing that. Ezreal popping out his Q spell there, and that's going to do a little bit of damage to him as he's now heading towards the bottom lane, where we see Shen along with Kale down here. And that's the lineup that we're going to be seeing here. Shen and Kale versus Amumu and... Janna. So the Amumu-Janna combo, very, very little damage going to be coming out by these guys. But then again, we're looking at Kale and Shen, so a support and a tank down here. They need to try to stop as much of this farm as possible, because you don't want a Shen at the end of this game that's just unkillable. So they need to try to keep him from gathering up this farm. So let's take a quick peek at starting items. Meki Pendant and some health potions on Malzahar. A little bit different than how I would start Malzahar. I really don't feel Meki Pendant's too useful, because your E-spell, as you're able to slide that from one minion to another minion, is going to be regenning your mana. So I'm not a big fan of Meki Pendant. I feel like you'd want to rush ROA, so something that might help you a little bit is going to be like the Sapphire Crystal there, and a couple health potions. Just my opinion. Tristana, picking up the Doran's Shield. I prefer the Doran's Shield now over the Doran's Blade on the ranged carries. You have to change your last hitting a little bit if you've decided to become a big fan of the Doran's Blade. So it does alter your last hitting. Kale immediately going after Amumu here. Janna going to shield him and protect him down here. But, yeah, it does alter your last hitting a little bit, so you've got to be a little bit more precise on that. You don't have that extra 8 damage leeway like you normally would have, which that extra 8 damage is pretty much a big deal. I mean, 465 health, and you're going to hit them about at this point. They're you know, 30 or 40 health, that extra 8 damage can make or break the last hit. I think that's what it is still. Is it 8 damage? Oh, 10 damage. So, yeah, that can be a pretty big deal also with the harass. But I do like the shield, just because with the shield you do get that longevity in your lane. So if a good gank were to happen here, not even a full gank, just somebody were to slide in. So let's say Yi were to slide in right now towards the middle lane, and he were to go after Ezreal. He were to get Ezreal down to 2 or 3 health bars. Tristana can zone him out or force him out of the lane and immediately come out with the lead here and begin over-leveling him, and beginning to get in a position where you can force them out of the lane even more. So whenever I see people with the Doran's items and like especially like a Doran's blade, I always want my jungler or one of my bottom lanes to come in immediately for a gank, so I can begin dominating this lane. So in my situation, if I were to be playing Janna right now at level 3 with Janna, I would be floating up there towards the middle lane, and I'd really be pushing this Ezreal back out of here. I'd make sure that my Tristana can control this lane. That's going to be one of the keys to making sure that you win it. So if middle becomes over-leveled and this Tristana can get way out-farmed than Ezreal, come mid to late game, you're not going to have any kind of problem there. Shen being forced back here, he's down to 1 bar of health. He's going to probably not teleport back. He may just sit back and wait to regen his health, because he does have a Doran's shield. Also, we have Kayle here that's going to be getting some mana regen from the Doran's ring, so we're going to see Kayle being able to toss some heals out there. Janna tossing her whirlwind, and she's going to back out of there. Oh, wow, Mumu's able to go in for that. I'm able to catch the tail end of that as a Mumu grabbing first blood on Shen. Malzahar against Mundo up top. Malzahar should not have a look at this. As we're seeing that go for the Nocturne trying to come for a gank up at the top lane. Malzahar being put in a bad situation. He goes for the silence, and he does go down to this gank from Nocturne as he's able to come in there and grab him. But we can see Mundo at level 5 here, very, very low health, barely escaping that as Malzahar trying to go off for that kill. Nocturne able to come in with his blue buff and his red buff and make sure that he's ganking. Something that we're not seeing out of Yi yet. Yi's already level 5 and yet to leave the jungle to come out for any kind of ganks. So last hitting wise, we're looking at Ezreal right now, sitting at 20 in middle. Tristana at 32, so Tristana doing a little bit better gathering the farm up from the middle lane than what we're seeing out of Ezreal. But still, Ezreal is going to be here gathering this experience, which again, if somebody were to come out and gank him, it would not be hard at all to force him back out of this, so he's not going to be getting that kind of experience. Zoning is a big thing that you don't see very often in lower to mid LO play. A lot of people either A, go straight for the kill. So at 3 bars, they say, okay, well, I'm going to commit myself. I'm going to flash into this. I'm going to go for the kill. Nocturne again going for another gank now as we see him on Tristana now. Ezreal with some great follows up here. Blink in, able to land that Q shot. Nocturne grabbing the fear on Tristana. Tristana trying to get away here. Nocturne now ghosted. And the ultimate from Ezreal is going to take down Tristana. Instead of Tristana running away, Tristana attempts to go in here and try to go after this kill on Nocturne. He's going to attempt for a follow-up here as we see him alpha strike into this fight. Nocturne now going to follow up on him along with Ezreal there. And looks like, actually, Yi was able to take down Nocturne. I didn't have a full refresh of what the health was, but at least at least Yi was able to come back out of there and pick up that kill. 2-2 right now as we have hit the 7-minute mark. So the people that we're seeing dying, maybe Dr. Mundo here. I don't know what his health's at. I'm sure he's more than that, or that dot would have killed him here. But at the top lane, Dr. Mundo already sitting at 19 CS. Malzahar only at 15. 15 CS, very, very low for Malzahar at 7 minutes and 20 seconds into this.
An enemy has been slain.
So where did he go in for that gank here? Did he die? He ended up dying on that. I believe that was a dive on middle here. Yeah, he does dive on middle to take down Ezreal. So Ezreal dies there. Tristana now going to use this as an advantage. We're seeing her pop her Q spell, and she's going to go for some tower chip. Ezreal's going to come up now, or not. Why do I keep saying Ezreal? God! Stop saying Ezreal, Twiz. Could be an effing Artard. Nocturne comes up to cover the middle lane and make sure that Tristana doesn't get a chance to push that tower down to a spot where they can easily push in and grab a first tower. He picks up his Madder's Razors and Berserker Greaves. We've yet to see any wards out of him yet. Oh no, darkness! Oh no! Oh, this is up at top. So Nocturne and Mundo going up at the top lane, and they're able to kill down Malzahar again. So this is the second time that we've seen Malzahar drop down to the top lane, as he is now 0-2, I believe. Yeah, he's now 0-2. And this is going to put him back quite a bit. So one thing we're seeing out of the purple lane that's a lot better, or purple team instead of the blue team, is a lot of ganking from the jungles. We're seeing Nocturne out of this jungle every time, so he has a short little path that he's using to go in there. Let's keep an eye on Yi here, as we see Yi coming up towards the top lane. Mundo actually escaping away from him, and he's not going to be able to really get to him. He's going to try to alpha strike in on this, but I don't think he's going to be able to kill Mundo. He does go in. Mundo's going to start using his AoE. I believe he's still got his ultimate up. Yeah, Yi's not going to be able to do anything there. Down at the bottom lane, we're still seeing Janna and Amumu playing it pretty strong here. Shen has 16 CS. Kale is at 17 CS. Let's compare this. Amumu is at 17. Janna's at 21. Janna taking a lot more farm than what I would expect to see her there. Like I said at the beginning of this, I'm a very, very avid Janna player, and I have had games where I've gone through with Janna, and I've reached a 25-minute mark where they have surrendered, and I've had 6 CS before. Sorry I'm missing this part here. Again, they go to middle lane, and we're seeing basically at middle lane, Ezreal going down a second time, and Nocturne quickly out of the jungle, immediately coming to cover this lane. That's another mistake in mid to low elo plays, where you don't see the jungles begin to cover this. They would rather sit out here and grab these 3 wolves or grab those 4 wraiths than come in here. Yi running into Nocturne now into the jungle right now. Nocturne staying and committing himself to the fight. Tristana positioned up towards the top here, as she has now decided to come in. Shen using his ultimate on her. Tristana able to come in there, and he's going to finish off the kill on Nocturne. Shen's not going to get that ultimate off fully, so he can get down there to her. Tristana should have used a rocket jump, positioned herself right here, and been able to do a lot more damage to Nocturne a lot sooner, and we could have possibly seen Yi being saved there. Ezreal ultimate going down the middle, and that's going to take down some neutrals as well as hit Tristana and put Trist in a position where she's going to be backing. Malzahar playing very, very passive here, as we now see him going, just actually dotting. No silence, no pull, no ult, no nothing here, as Dr. Mundo's began to gain a few levels. We do see a pull, and I believe we're seeing an ultimate right now, although we're not really seeing it there. Flash from Dr. Mundo as he goes to get out of there, pops that ultimate to regen his health. No Ignite by Malzahar. When I play Malzahar, I take Ignite every single time because it's something you can drop off while you've got your ultimate going. And if he would have had that for Mundo here, there's a pretty good chance he might have actually been able to kill him. I don't know what his health's at, but I'm sure it's not very high. So Mumu's managed to sneak himself up behind these guys at the bottom lane. Janna dropping that shield on herself and beginning to harass. Now we see Amumu missing that obvious stun there as he tries to go for Shen. Now we see Shen and Kale both there. Master Yi being a really slow coming into this, and there we're going to see these guys come in here. A flash from them. Amumu with another flash. Will we see an ultimate from Amumu? No, we won't. We will see an ultimate from Kale as they're able to Janna ultimate, actually pushing these guys back, pushing Shen in a position where he can't get to the tower. Now they begin to attempt to chase after Kale, and Tristana going to run into Nocturne here in the jungle, actually in the river right now. Nocturne using his ult very, very defensively there to make sure that he can escape from this fight. Ezreal coming from middle to make sure that he's able to set up there to help in case these guys were to chase and try to commit themselves towards Nocturne. Kale escaping up through the jungle here. The ult did go off from Kale onto Shen, but that's not going to be enough to get him out because he did drop at the bottom lane. Nocturne being a little bit overextending here as we see Tristana going for a rocket jump up and over there, and Nocturne trying to escape from this. Malzahar not with them during this fight. Malzahar immediately going towards the lane here instead of staying with his team. That extra little bit of damage that he could have brought to the fight could have made the difference between life and death for Nocturne here. Mundo playing very, very aggressive up at the top lane as we see him immediately going and pushing the tower here. Already, he does pick up his regrowth pendant, Ruby Crystal Giant's Belt. Going for that Warmogs, but I don't see that Spirit Visage on him. Spirit Visage is one of the first items I go when I'm playing Mundo, just because it's so much more health regen that you get, and it really pays for itself with the amount of time that you're able to stay in the lane, just using your ults every minute to make sure that you're there at full health. As far as CS goes at this point, we're seeing Tristana leading the pack at 59 right now. Dr. Mundo, or actually no, Nocturne at 64. Gosh, this Nocturne has just done a great job maintaining a strong amount of farm as well as ganking. If Purple Team's going to have any chance at winning, Nocturne is going to be one of the key players that we're going to see in this, because he has definitely began to set the pace for these guys. They are down. Blue Team's leading right now as the score is 6-5. Nocturne again being spotted by this ward here, but he is trying to position himself behind Tristana there and going for another gank. Or maybe he's just roaming through this jungle, seeing what buffs are available. Now I'm all out of wine. I should have got another glass. But whatever, it's fine. So this is one of the first wards that we've seen. We've seen one ward up here, we've seen one ward up here. We haven't seen a lot of emphasis around Dragon yet. So let's take this moment and take a quick look at items. There's not a lot of actions going on right now. Tristana going with a very weird build that she's picked up two Avarice Blades early on. I've seen this done in... Oh no! It's Nocturne again, as now he's going towards the bottom lane. Immediately after Janna. Janna trying to use the ultimate, but that's not going to be enough to push him away, as she does get feared up. So a successful tower dive by Shen, Janna, and Kale there. They are Shen, Kale, and Nocturne, as they're able to go in there and take down Janna, and now they're put at a great opportunity to attempt to get this tower down. Tristana coming from the middle lane, trying to come down here and help as much as possible. Mumu going to be arriving at about the same time. We're going to see Mumu attempt to go for a stun here. He's still a little bit behind. Despair is out. He uses Tantrum on the creeps, stuns himself in here, and still yet to see any kind of a Mumu ultimate. Ezreal does come down, and that does hit Tristana. Tristana's going to be forced back out of this. Mumu going to try to clear off these creeps, but these guys were able to take that tower down nearly to death. Now Ezreal coming back, and he's going to try to take down the middle tower as well. Alpha Strike in from Yi, as he is immediately chasing him down. Ezreal put in half health. Shen coming in with his ultimate to try to save him. He is going to be able to save him. Nocturne coming from the bottom lane as well, up here to relieve this, and this puts us in a 3-on-1 fight. Luckily for Yi, he's able to escape from this just in time before Shen's able to get that ult completed, as well as get a taunt off on him and put him in a really, really bad situation. And these guys not having one problem at all as they're going in here. They're immediately going after this. Whirlwind from Janna trying to push them back. Nocturne still beating away at the tower. This tower is going to drop down. First tower award goes towards the purple team. Shen coming in with the taunt. None of the other team here trying to follow up. Shen did commit himself to that fight. Yi, Alpha Strike attempted to come in. Janna with the rocket jump, trying to chase down Shen using that health potion. And yes, Shen is going to get back to that tower, and he is going to live from that. Mumu trying to chase down Kale down at the bottom lane, and Kale going to use that heal on him, and that's going to give him enough speed as well just to get out of this fight. A counter push attempt here from the blue team, as they're now trying to go after the purple tower in middle. Ezreal quickly clearing off those rest of Quape. That's going to leave middle tower nearly dead. Yi does catch Nocturne in the woods here. Yi going after Nocturne now. Nocturne running towards the middle tower, and he's going to escape. A lot of close breaks here, where just a couple of movements from the team a little sooner could have broken the moment. The map awareness from these guys is not amazing. Ezreal ultimate attempts to save this tower. Tower is going to drop down, so they've mirrored each other in middle now, as both mid towers have fallen for both teams here. Another defensive ward up top from Malzahar. Malzahar has been ganked twice already, so he is very, very scared. He is at 61 CS. Mundo putting himself at a miraculously 82 CS. As he has now tied the leader, Tristana, and they are both sitting at a very good CS for the time being. Mundo probably with enough to go after that Warmong. Tristana now going in after Kale. Kale nearly dead, and Tristana going to finish that up along with the help of Janna, and that's going to be the end of it. These guys in a very bad spot as we see Shen taunting up and over the wall. Janna using her ultimate. Very, very good ultimate there, and that's going to save the team. But Nocturne now going after Tristana. Tristana attempting the rocket jump, but running into the wall. Janna coming up, getting a shield off just in time. Amumu coming in with the stun, his ultimate, trying to save Janna, and this gank is actually turned into a kill from Nocturne now, as we're seeing Ezreal trying to run away from this double kill, as Yeaz just came out here and just devastated this team. So what they thought was a great opportunity to come in for a gank ends up being 3 of these guys dropping down, as it all started with Kale and follow-up kills on Ezreal as well as Nocturne. Amumu coming in and stunning at the perfect time, able to save that along with the Janna ultimate there, and Tristana escaping with very, very little health, and we thought it was over for them. Just a great team play there on that save. And as they're going to reap their rewards here, Yi along with Janna is going to be killing the tower at the bottom lane. And Malzahar sitting here and hanging out up top with Dr. Mundo. And these guys just basically CSing themselves up here. Tear of the Goddess going to be the first item for Malzahar. Looks like he's going for Archangel Staff. As much as I played Malzahar, I've really never noticed mana being a huge, huge problem for me. So I personally probably would not go Archangels first. I would have went Rod of Ages first, and then followed up with... Oh, well, Nocturne tries to slip in there for that gank, but Malzahar, seeing those pings, quickly backing out of there. Janna now coming from the middle lane along with Master Yi to head towards the top and make sure that they have the defenses on this tower here. But yeah, I would definitely see myself with Rod of Ages, follow that up with Rabadons, and maybe even against this team with a Mundo there, I might even consider a Deathfire Grass up to a certain extent. Amumu going in, and they've now committed themselves to the fight. Alpha Strike from Master Yi. Malzahar being put at very, very low health, being forced out of this fight nice and early here. Cleanse from Yi, making sure that he's able to get out of there. And there we see the ultimate from Ezreal, and that's going to come through and actually kill the Malzahar. And Malzahar going to be the only person to die from this fight.
Has been slain.
And, oops, Kayle kills Tristana at the bottom lane. I don't know what Kale's health is, but at this point I would definitely consider pushing this lane. This tower is almost down. Yep, and there's Kayle at some good health down there, I believe, and she's going to just push this lane down. While we're seeing 3 of them up top, you know that one of them are at least dead. Malzahar was dead, along with Tristana. Malzahar going up top. Not even now he's going to turn around and consider going to the bottom lane, but he's not going to be able to get there in time. Kale's not going to have a problem at all getting this bottom tower. And down it goes. So now again they have mirrored themselves. Both bottom towers down, both middle towers down. Top tower is going to be the only one sustained, and that's just because they were in a very, very boring 1v1 lane. Malzahar versus Mundo, nothing exciting for either one of those guys. But the purple team going to be very, very aggressive now as they begin pushing up and attempting to take this tower down. Amumu coming out right as well here, and he's going to use his ultimate right underneath the tower. Janna with the whirlwind knock up there. He's going to try to follow up here, but he's going after Shen, and his targeting is very, very bad right now. They need to be going after Ezreal. Ezreal is the one that's putting out the damage here. Amumu coming out of this fight now. Now we see the darkness, and this means Nocturne could be very, very near, and he could be coming into this fight as we're seeing Amumu trying to run away from here. Tristana still hanging out in the middle lane, not going up towards the top. Shen actually going to be the one going down. Ezreal with an ultimate off! Almost killing Master Yi. Master Yi going to escape this, but the purple team is going to kill the top tower, and there's nothing they're going to be able to do about saving that. Tristana fending off that little bit of CS that was pushed up towards the middle lane. And they are back here. The score is 10-8 right now. Blue team's in the lead as far as champ kills go, but purple team leading in towers right now as it is 2-3. And I believe purple team's actually leading with dragon kills as well. As now, I believe this is the first ward that we've seen put up at dragon already. So let's take a look and see what items are going on with the carries right now. As Tristana picking up her BF sword and her pickaxe, so she's definitely going to be building that into an IE. Ezreal picking up his Manamune. Great starting item for him to give him some mana to sustain throughout his fights, and that little extra bit of damage. So we're seeing him at 154 damage compared to the 165 damage of Tristana, who already has a pickaxe and a BF sword. That's what that Manamune can do. Purple team able to sneak that dragon in there. And they now run into Dr. Mundo, and all hands on deck has gone towards Dr. Mundo right now, as we see him exhausted, and he's got his, he's actually ulted from Kayle, trying to run away from this. I believe his ult is going as well. Master Yi trying to follow up, Shen ulting in on him now, so Mundo is going to be safe from this fight. We're seeing a flash from Amumu as he tries to go after Ezreal, but Ezreal moving in his position, flashing up and over the wall to make sure that he's going to be safe. So all of that there for very, very little reward out of this. Let's move on to some other items. Malzahar hasn't built anything up yet. Yi ends up grabbing that Phantom Dancer. So I'm trying to multitask here. Amumu does have his Heart of Gold, Giant's Belt, Chain Vest. So he's going to be building that into his Sunfire Cape. Janna going Tear of the Goddess too. A lot better items that I'm seeing than being built here. No offense, Janna, you should really be building support items. You're a support-based champion. You have AoE damage from Malzahar. You need to be building that Aegis of the Legion right now. Your team needs that. So we see Amumu hasn't built that, and neither has the Janna here. So that Amumu now coming in, his ultimate is off. The rest of the team not there to quickly follow up. Reducing Yi, he's able to alpha strike in there, and immediately we're seeing their carry Ezreal taken down. Picking up that double kill now, and all hands on deck. Everybody's chasing after Shen. And Shen dying too. So triple kill here from Bill Wilson as he is carrying this team 9-2-1 right now. We're going to see a Master Yi carry here. With that free BF sword that Janna gives out. Janna's like, hey guys, who wants free BF sword? I got it. Mundo now trying to come to middle to defend this. He does pop his ultimate off, but he's standing right in the Malzahar puddle. The tower now targeting Amumu. Amumu still taking all that as he does back out here. And Master Yi now going after Kale. Kale's able to flash up and away from that fight, but no, Tristana! Rocket jump up and over, and she goes down. And now these guys are like, you know what? Screw you, Mr. Mundo. You're going down too. Ezreal ultimate's hoping to push them back. We may see Amumu go down. Amumu nearly dead. No, he is at 24 health. Barely able to escape that. All 5 of those guys able to escape through all that, and they did gather a tower down, so they're already pushed through 2 middle towers. But 2 large creep waves from the purple side coming in the top lane as well as in the bottom lane. But this will be a good opportunity for these guys to farm up. I would send Yi towards the top right now and send Tristana towards the bottom and say, hey guys, let's pick up a couple more items here so we can be set for this next fight. These guys are not backing yet. Amumu finally backing, but it may be too late as we're seeing the purple team begin to counter push through the middle lanes. Janna using her shield on the tower to make sure that she defends that. This large creep wave up top needs some attention now. And I believe Master Yi is going to be the one that gives it that. Nocturne coming up top to help try to push this along to see if maybe he can get some stuff from the tower. Yi's ultimate is off. He's now trying to go after Nocturne, and he is in there on him. So we have a Yi versus Nocturne battle right now. And I don't know who's winning this fight because I have no clue what health is at right now. Yi is winning that fight as he is able to kill Nocturne here and still has half of his health remaining. So not only is he able to gather this CS farm, but he goes in there and grabs another kill as well. We are at 25 minutes in the game, and the way that E is at, this team really needs to look at getting a single gank like they just did here, and use that opportunity to make sure that they get in and snag that Baron. No defensive wards are up on this Baron. I have yet to see a CV. There we go. CV on Baron. Looks like somebody was thinking just like me here. So CV goes on to Baron. It's about time that we get this warded up and begin to put some defensive wards up here and up here so that you're able to actually set up and begin to go for Baron. So the purple team beginning to gather up middle. Master Yi positioned from the side. Tristana still gathering the farm at the bottom as she's now leaving here. Malzahar and Janna here. Not the 2 champions that you want to see really pushed up because if one of these guys, if Shenna can flash and taunt one of these 2 people, it's going to put them in a bad situation and definitely make it easy for them to go in for a gank. He's going to be the one that comes in from behind. As we see Amumu now coming up and through it. Ultimate and immediately on Ezreal again. Ezreal going to be the first one to go down. Nocturne again being forced to use his ult defensively. Who are they going after next? Looks like ultimate on Nocturne from Malzahar. Malzahar is going to be killing him. We're seeing Mundo and Shen both going down. And we could be seeing the first ace of the game as Kale trying to use his ultimate there. And no! 5 kills on one team, 0 kills on the other team, and the blue team going to come out ahead on this one, and this puts them in a very strong opportunity to do one of 2 things or both things, but something has to be done. They can either choose to push up here, kill the inhib, finish killing this tower. Oh no, it is over! Wow. Right there, guys, score 20-8. This game is actually over. So, right there, what I was saying, the 2 things that they could do is go for tower inhib, which is my choice, fall back to Baron as they come up to defend that. But before they get an opportunity to do that, this is going to be over, guys. So, thank you for watching the Daily Rift, and make sure you guys subscribe up top, woo, and rate down below, woohoo, and join me tomorrow for the next episode of the Daily Rift. I hope you enjoyed. You have a replay you want to see on the Daily Rift? Not a problem. Send it to dailyrift, all one word, at gmail.com, and I'll take a peek at it, and if it's something worth putting up, we'll put that Daily Rift up there for you. So, thanks again for watching, guys. Peace!